Breaking tonight, new reports say Aaron Rodgers is officially being traded to the New York Jets, but the Packers say nothing has been finalized just yet. Plus, the Mississippi River is rising. Right now, many Wisconsin communities are preparing for some flooding. And a helicopter evacuation from Sudan's capital city. Details on U.S. Special Forces operation to get embassy personnel out of harm's way. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. And breaking tonight, ESPN reporting that Aaron Rodgers, the trade to the New York Jets, is official. Sports anchor Jordan Reed now joins us to break down this deal. Jordan?
Yeah, it's been a month since Aaron Rodgers made his intentions known about playing for the Jets, and talks between the teams went quiet for a little bit, but clearly ramped up with the draft just a few days away. So here's the deal that ESPN's Adam Schefter is reporting about. The Packers and Jets swapped first-round picks this year, so the Pack get the 13th overall pick along with a second round, a sixth round, and a conditional second-round pick for 2024. Now, that could become a first-round pick if Aaron Rodgers plays 65% of his snaps with the Jets. Now, the Jets are going to get Rodgers, the 15th overall pick this year, and a fifth-round pick. But here's the catch. The Packers GM Brian Gutekunst had a media availability not long after Schefter broke the news, where he said things are not finalized yet. Yes, the talks did pick up 5 to 6 days ago, but there are still some things that need to be done.
Going through it, right? So it's part of the job, and I think whenever you've worked on something as long as we have here, you're just hopeful that it can get done and everything can get, squared away. And then I'm sure there'll be feelings after that. I mean, this draft thing is so consuming in some ways that it's obviously my favorite part of this, but it's very consuming. So it's just I think right now it's let's just get through and continue to accomplish the task that we need to accomplish.
Again, Goody says that they hope to get that deal done soon as the story continues to develop. Stay with us on air and online.
All right, Jordan, thank you. The abortion medication mifepristone will remain on the market for now. That's what the U.S. Supreme Court ruled on Friday. So how are pro-life conservatives reacting to that news? Political reporter Will Keneally has more. Will?
Well, Eric, we're looking at this from Wisconsin Republican Senator Ron Johnson. He held an event in Milwaukee today. We're looking at this as just broadly Republican politics here, as former Vice President Mike Pence and possible 2024 contender weighed in on the abortion pill over the weekend. And Johnson today said that he had concerns with the approval process of the drug. But broadly, Johnson says that he thinks Republicans need to lead on the issue. And here's what he meant by that.
I absolutely supported the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade, which I think was wrongly decided. To me, the best part about the Dobbs decision, it was taking that decision and placing it where it really ought to be decided is in the hands of we the people in each 50 state.
So Johnson has long pushed for a statewide referendum on the issue of abortion. Democrats tried to get an abortion referendum on the November and April ballots here in Wisconsin, but it was blocked both times by Republicans.
The question that we have to decide is at what point does society have the responsibility to protect life? When you ask it that way, it acknowledges the fact that women have rights. But at some point in time, an unborn child in the womb also has those rights, and that's the decision we have to make.
So Johnson says that he wants to put a series of choices to voters, say from 0 to 12 weeks, for when Wisconsin should ban abortions. Now, Johnson is only one of 2 Republicans that have won statewide since that abortion decision came down last summer. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Will, thank you. A new poll from a Republican polling firm shows Florida Governor Ron DeSantis leading former President Trump among Wisconsin voters. DeSantis and President Joe Biden are tied at 45% in a projected 2024 general election matchup, while the president holds a 47-43 lead over Trump in that potential matchup.
So Donald Trump has already taken the gloves off against Ron DeSantis. And I think DeSantis is right now figuring out how to respond to Donald Trump. And so, if it is a Joe Biden versus Donald Trump rematch, then the Senate campaign will be very much just trying to tie the Senate candidate to the presidential candidate of their party.
Meanwhile, 57% of general election voters say they would not likely vote for Trump, while 48% say the same about Governor DeSantis. If you looked out your window late last night, you may have spotted the Northern Lights. We'll take a look at some of these beautiful images sent to us from around the area. You can see the lights put on a spectacular show, bright greens and purples dancing across the night sky. Now, if you have your own photos you'd like to share with us, you can simply email them to us, tips@channel3000.com. Let's get a look now at our first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti out on the weather patio. Gary?
Well, in order to see the lights, you need to have clear skies, and unfortunately, that's not the case right now. There are a few breaks in the clouds, but for the most part, it's mostly cloudy. As we take a look at visible cloud tracking, see how those clouds have built up during the day. We saw more sunshine this morning after having mainly clear skies late last night, but those clouds have started to come back in. We've also seen a few scattered light showers, mainly north of Madison, and so far they've been in a liquid form, although 6-hour future track radar maybe shows a few flakes of snow starting to mix in as we head toward the colder hours overnight. Otherwise, high temperatures today so far. Here in Madison, we've only made it to 49. It's been in the lower to middle 50s over southwestern Wisconsin, colder to the north and to the east. Current temperatures are right around the highs for the day. Madison 49, Janesville at 52 degrees. Across Dane County, we're seeing a mix of 40s and 50s, 52 in Verona, 50 in Waunakee, but 49 in Sun Prairie. Otherwise, look for skies to be variably cloudy this evening, just an outside chance for a shower. Temperatures dropping into the lower 40s by late evening. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that does include at least a little bit of milder weather, but we might have to wait a while to get there.
All right, Gary, thank you. And the Mississippi River is rising, affecting many small communities in western Wisconsin. The National Weather Service expects it to crest at locations between La Crosse and Cassville within the next week. Kyle Pozorski traveled to Cassville today to see how they are preparing. Kyle?
Well, Eric, people I talked to say the last time there was a major flood threat like the one they're seeing today was in 2001. The Gutenberg Dam just north of Cassville is inching closer by the hour to that 2001 mark of 21.68 feet. The good news is that residents are no stranger to the flooding. The most recent major flood was in 2019. Cassville's clerk tells me that the community has come together to help neighbors whose homes are being affected.
Yesterday morning, I received a phone call from a homeowner who had built a wall but needed more of a wall built. So I just put a post on Facebook and talked with the fire department, and we ended up with about 30 or so volunteers for the day.
Today, people chipped in to help put together more sandbags at the town hall, with high school and middle school students joining the effort to prevent homes from being damaged. I also spoke with the Grant County Emergency Management Director, who says that farther north in Bagley, they're expecting to see the second highest crest in their history, only beat by a flooding scene in 1965.
Kyle, thank you. A woman was arrested in Grant County over the weekend after a crash with a semi. Emergency crews were called to Highway 129 near Lancaster just before 6 Saturday morning. Police say a 39-year-old woman was driving southbound when she crossed the center line and hit a northbound semi. The woman was taken to a nearby hospital with minor injuries. She was later arrested on 4 outstanding warrants. The woman was also cited for inattentive driving and driving without insurance. New at 5, the first F-35 aircraft assigned to the 115th Fighter Wing will arrive at Truax Field tomorrow. A total of 20 jets will be transported to Madison over the next year. The Air Force chose Truax Field to house the aircraft back in 2017. Now, that move initially garnered praise from both state Republicans and Democrats, but those who live near the field have raised concerns of noise pollution. UW-Madison opening up its new Bakke Recreation and Wellbeing Center today. That facility features spaces dedicated to supporting well-being services such as the Wolf Teaching Kitchen, restorative studios, and rooms for massage therapy, peer wellness coaching, and meditation.
So many new things here at Box that we're just super excited to get in there and use some of the stuff. Like the pool is going to be in there. There's an indoor walking track we were talking about. The sleep pods too will be super nice to check out also.
Group fitness classes and spaces such as the Teaching Kitchen, climbing and bouldering wall, sports simulators, the pool, and additional programs will be open by fall. Memberships are available for affiliates of UW-Madison as well as the community. Former Dancing with the Stars judge Len Goodman has passed away. Goodman's manager said he'd been in hospice care after a battle with bone cancer. Goodman began his career as a successful professional ballroom dancer, winning the British Championships in his late 20s before retiring from the sport and opening a dance school. Len Goodman was 78 years old. President Biden's national security advisor says this afternoon that the U.S. is actively facilitating the exit of American citizens from Sudan as an ongoing conflict continues there. Laura Aguirre has the latest.
Thousands of Americans, many of them dual citizens, potentially in harm's way around the Sudanese capital Monday. So far, no plans for a large-scale military evacuation for them.
The best advice we can give to those Americans who did not abide by our warnings to leave Sudan and not to travel to Sudan is to stay sheltered in place.
One woman says her sister-in-law, a stranded American teacher, had no warning.
I have been hearing this message in the past 2 days that American citizens were warned and asked to leave. Trillian says that is not true on her end. Trillian's been told by both the U.S. Embassy and the international school that she works for that she has to shelter in place.
Another says bad timing trapped her two brothers there.
My brothers went to go visit a family member, and then this happened a day before they were scheduled to come back to the U.S.
We've continued to be in close communication with U.S. citizens and individuals affiliated with the U.S. government to provide assistance and facilitate available departure routes for those seeking to move to safety via land, air, and sea.
Blinken says several dozen Americans are in a United Nations convoy heading for evacuation at Port Sudan, but many others are still stuck and waiting.
These are U.S. citizens. They've born and raised in this country, and they're being forgotten and left in a land that's completely unknown to them.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
And Secretary of State Blinken says the U.S. is also engaging with the generals on both sides of that conflict, asking them to extend and expand a ceasefire that prevents further violence and allows for a humanitarian response. Gary has our first warn forecast, his complete look next at 5. Plus, President Biden meets with 3 Tennessee lawmakers who faced expulsion, what they discussed after a short break. And later, an imposter is posing as the city of Madison on Twitter. That story tonight at 6. And mixed results to start the week on Wall Street as the Dow adds 66 points, the Nasdaq falls 35 1/4, the S&P 500 adds 3.5. We'll be right back.
Join the Circle of Life at the Lion King. Experience the world's #1 musical. Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Coming to Overture Center May 11th through 28th. Tickets on sale now at overture.org.
This is Nora, uncomfortable and wondering if she'll ever sleep again. Nora, I've got your back, and your side, and your stomach. Because no matter your sleep style or budget, I have a quality Bobopedic mattress for hundreds less than national brands. Like this Bobopedic Prize Queen mattress for just $5.99. This cool-to-the-touch copper sport with innovative copper threads. And my signature gel, which has charcoal memory foam for pressure relief. With 30 years of sleep experience, you can take a break from sleepless nights. This spring break at Bob's.
I just got the new Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra from US Cellular. With the most powerful processor yet, it can game smoother than ever. With nightography, it can take selfies in low light. Click. And with a longer battery life and US Cellular's 5G network, it can stream my favorite shows around the clock.
Amazing. Can it go back in the bag?
Yeah, it can go back into the bag.
Okay. Did you just kiss the phone?
Get the Samsung Galaxy S23 free. No trade-in needed from US Cellular.
I kissed it?
Yes.
At the Spectrum Lab, we're bringing you the best in connectivity with Spectrum One. Get Spectrum Internet with the fastest speeds in the nation, so you always have enough speed for all your devices.
Plus, advanced Wi-Fi delivering state-of-the-art security and privacy.
Plus, Spectrum Mobile gives you unlimited talk, text, and data on a reliable nationwide network.
Get Spectrum One with Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi, plus your first line of Spectrum Mobile Unlimited, free for 12 months. Call 833-792-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or Spectrum Store today.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet of Baraboo's grand reopening event this Thursday through Saturday. Join us for huge store-wide savings in every department. Enter daily for your chance to win over $10,000 worth of gift cards and prizes. Test a variety of new Milwaukee and DeWalt power tools. And catch daily on-site demos from experts in pet, ag, automotive, and more. Don't miss Blaine's Farm and Fleet of Baraboo's grand reopening event starting this Thursday.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Tonight on News 3 Now, we dive into the wild west of post-verification Twitter. A bogus account under the name City of Madison has been causing confusion with its satirical posts. Is it harmless fun or misleading the public? A social media expert weighs in.
News 3 Now, first warn weather. When you're planning your day, accuracy matters. Trust Madison certified most accurate team, so you'll know what to expect when you head out the door. First warn weather, keeping you ahead of the storms. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
New at 5, former Minnesota police officer Kim Potter, who fatally shot Dante Wright during a traffic stop after mistaking her gun for a taser, was released from prison today and is moving to Wisconsin. Potter served 16 months of her 2-year sentence for fatally shooting the unarmed 20-year-old during a 2021 traffic stop. During her trial, Potter apologized, saying she never meant to hurt anyone. Potter will be on supervised release until December when her sentence expires. Her attorney says she's planning to live in Wisconsin and not to return to Minnesota. Meanwhile, Wright's mother says she is struggling with Potter's release, but Katie Wright says Potter not being able to serve as a police officer again has given her, quote, a sense of peace. A surprising announcement from Fox News today announcing they have cut ties with Tucker Carlson. In a press release, the network said Carlson's last show aired last Friday. Carlson has consistently drawn headlines for controversial coverage, including most recently airing tapes from the January 6th Capitol insurrection to minimize the impact of the deadly attack. The news comes less than a week after the company settled a lawsuit over its 2020 election reporting. And also today, CNN announced it would be parting ways with one of its news hosts, Don Lemon. The announcement comes a little over 2 months after Lemon apologized to viewers for on-air comments about Republican presidential candidate Nikki Haley. In mid-February, Lemon drew widespread condemnation for saying the 51-year-old Haley was, quote, not in her prime, and later said he regretted the comment. Lemon said in a Twitter post that he was stunned by today's decision. CNN CEO said, quote, Don will forever be a part of the CNN family, and we thank him for his contributions over the past 17 years. President Biden met with 3 Tennessee lawmakers today who had faced expulsion votes from their state legislature after they joined a protest calling for gun control legislation. Nicole D'Antonio reports.
President Biden welcomed Tennessee Representatives Justin Jones, Justin Pearson, and Gloria Johnson to the White House after they spent weeks in a battle over gun control legislation with Republicans in their home state.
We're standing up for our communities, safe communities, and democratic values.
The Democratic lawmakers led protests for stricter gun laws at the state capitol following the shooting at a Nashville Christian school that killed 6 people, including 3 children.
Expelled.
The Republican supermajority in the Tennessee House looked to expel them for disrupting proceedings.
Mutiny on the House floor.
Johnson survived by a single vote. Pearson and Jones both were expelled.
We called for you all to ban assault weapons, and you respond with an assault on democracy.
Days later, local officials reinstated both representatives on an interim basis as they continue their advocacy, even bringing an infant-sized casket to the Tennessee Capitol last week. With the controversy getting national attention, the 3 lawmakers were invited to the White House. 2 weeks earlier, Vice President Kamala Harris visited them in person in Nashville to show her support. On Friday, the Tennessee General Assembly rushed to finish its chaotic session, but the state's Republican governor said he will call a special session. He wants them to pass legislation that would keep guns out of the hands of people who could harm themselves or others. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, the White House.
And it's time now to get a look at our first warn forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, we have a few light showers, mainly north of Madison. They've been spotty all afternoon. Areas south of Madison, for the most part, have stayed dry. I don't think we've gotten any rain here at the station. A little wider view shows while the rain showers in southern Wisconsin, northern part of the state, still seeing a mix of rain and snow showers as temperatures are colder there. And 6-hour future track radar shows as the temperatures cool down, the showers become less numerous, but any shower that does pop up over southern Wisconsin has the possibility for a few flakes of snow to mix in, especially after midnight into tomorrow morning before they come to an end. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Just a slight chance of showers tonight. And again, there could be a little bit of a mix in there. But temperatures will stay cool for tomorrow and Wednesday. Highs only around 50 tomorrow, mid-50s on Wednesday. A little milder as we head toward Thursday with high temperatures in the lower 60s for both Thursday and Friday. But showers start to develop by Friday afternoon, and that'll cause temperatures to turn cool again as we head toward the weekend. Case in point, high temperatures over the next 10 days. Here's the average high temperature. By early May, it should be in the mid-60s. But we're staying mainly in the 50s with the exception of Thursday and Friday with high temperatures in in the lower 60s, but then we drop right back into the lower to middle 50s for the weekend into the early part of next week. And all of those days we'll be looking at least for chances for showers. Saturday, Sunday, Monday probably seeing showers. Tuesday perhaps some morning showers. And then once the rain ends, we'll see those temperatures bounce back up. As far as the rain's concerned, of course, we have some rivers around the area that are at or above flood stage. Mississippi River close to major flood stage. But notice the rain over the next 7 days, looking for about a half to maybe 3/4 of an inch of rain. Pretty typical for this time of year. Heavier precipitation will fall up in far northern Wisconsin and parts of upper Michigan. But temperatures are cool, only around 40 in northern Wisconsin, near 50 around Madison. But even the entire Midwest is cool. You don't even see any 70s on the map, so it's going to be a while before we warm up. As we check out your forecast planning for tonight, look for a low of 36 in Madison, 36 to Forest, 34 for the overnight low temperature in Sauk City around Dane County. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, low of 36 in Janesville, 36 in Lone Rock, and 32 degrees in La Crosse. For tomorrow, look for variably cloudy skies. Might see an early morning rain or snow shower. High temperature eventually getting up to around 50 degrees. Planning your day, again, spotty rain showers, perhaps mixing with a few flakes of snow as we head into overnight. Notice temperatures by 10 p.m. right around 40 degrees. We drop into the middle 30s as we head into the overnight hours, and that might make it cold enough for a few flakes of snow to mix in, but most of the showers will be winding down by then. By 6 a.m., any precipitation, mainly in the form of rain and snow showers northeast of Madison, and by 10 a.m., I think most of the precipitation will be over with. Probably start to see some more sunshine, especially over parts of southeast or southwestern Wisconsin. First warn 7 to 10 day forecast. Back up into the low 60s for Thursday and Friday, as I mentioned, but showers on Friday afternoon into Saturday, maybe even a thunderstorm in there. But notice how those showers cool us down for the weekend into the early part of next week. Again, getting the sunshine back later next week will bring temperatures back up into the 60s. As we check your first warn traffic, things looking pretty good on the Beltline today. There's the view of the Beltline at Monona Drive. Traffic moving steadily in both directions. Seeing a lot of green on the map there. That's a good sign. Traffic moving pretty steadily in both directions on the Beltline, and as well as I-39, 90, 94 on the east side of Madison. About a 15-minute travel time either way on the Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate. 18 minutes coming inbound from Sun Prairie. Heading outbound from the Beltline to Janesville is a 24-minute trip today. 16 minutes middle to Sauk City on US 12. Downtown to Sun Prairie going back outbound is 17 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. A new study is calling for black women to be screened for breast cancer earlier in life. More than 43,000 women in the U.S. will die this year from breast cancer, according to estimates from the American Cancer Society. And black women have the highest death rate from the disease. Many medical groups say women should know they have the option to start getting mammograms every year, starting at age 40.
Know your breast, know when to start screening, understand your risk factors, and then use that information when they're with their providers, because when you do make that effort, I think the uptake of mammograms is higher. Women are more likely to get one if they understand why they're getting it.
The doctor says there also needs to be a focus on making sure diverse populations have access to breast cancer screening tools and that screening is affordable. More iPhone users are getting locked out of their devices and having their bank accounts cleaned out. How to protect yourself. Next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Do you suffer with pain, numbness, and tingling in the hands or feet? Commonly diagnosed as peripheral neuropathy? Are you taking drugs such as Lyrica or gabapentin that have serious side effects and often do not relieve your symptoms? Your doctor has told you you may just have to live with the pain. Peripheral neuropathy is a result of damage to the nerves, often causing burning, weakness, pain, numbness, tingling, and the most debilitating balance problems. Our facility uses multiple therapeutic methods to help give you relief from neuropathy symptoms with no injections and no drugs. You may start seeing relief after only a few sessions. To determine if your neuropathy symptoms can be relieved, we will do a consultation to evaluate the extent of your condition. Call us today to schedule your neuropathy consultation to find out if you're a candidate for our therapy. Call today.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance. and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living, and through no fault of their own, they're being left behind? If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
When an appliance you rely on goes kaput, you can count on family-owned Brothers Maine, Southern Wisconsin's local appliance authority since 1938. With thousands of in-stock options, we have the brands you want at the lowest prices guaranteed. Even big box can't beat our prices. Our experienced team of appliance experts will help you make the right selection, and we deliver it fast and free to your home. What you need when you need it. Shop appliances you can bring home today at our Madison and Janesville showrooms. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
Made with American biofuels, E15 saves drivers money, reduces emissions, and creates jobs in rural communities. Last year, when gas prices were spiking, President Biden extended summer sales of E15 and saved drivers nearly $1 per gallon in some areas. We can't afford higher gas prices this summer. We need the Biden administration to act again. Tell Senator Baldwin that President Biden must protect access to E15 and extend savings at the pump.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
More and more Apple users are getting locked out of their iPhones, and the Wall Street Journal says in some cases, victims are then finding their bank accounts drained after thieves gain access to their apps. Mike Valerio explains how it works and how you can protect yourself.
It's a feature meant to protect you.
A method for Apple to be able to verify that you say who you really are.
But the Wall Street Journal reports thieves are exploiting recovery keys to lock you out of your account.
They can just generate a new recovery key, basically take over all of your information, your data, any of your apps.
For it to work, thieves have to know your passcode and have physical access to your phone.
A lot of the times it's in crowded areas where the thieves are, looking for people that are easy marks, easy targets, and they will watch them pull out their phones and watch them enter in their passcodes.
In a statement, Apple says it's always investigating additional protections against emerging threats. In the meantime, here's what you can do to protect yourself. Apple's screen time setting allows parents to set up a secondary password to help control how long their children are on the phone. You can use that to add a second layer of protection on your own device. Also, back up your phone to the cloud often. This will help you recover your data if the worst happens. And most importantly, guard your passcode when in public by covering your screen or using Apple's facial recognition.
You want to think of it as like your house key, because you're almost letting the people in. When the thieves steal your phone, they're getting into your life.
In Los Angeles, I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Now, most victims did get their money back, but it wasn't easy. They had to go through a number of complex policies and bureaucracy to do so. And then, of course, it was difficult also to retrieve things like files and photos. We're back with a final check of your First Warn forecast in just a moment.
Spend less time maintaining your deck and more time relaxing on it with UltraDeck low-maintenance decking from Menards. Get a free estimate instantly with our Design and Buy program. Whether you want space to host a cookout, spend time with family and friends, or just soak up some sun, you can design the deck of your dreams for free. Visit the store or Menards.com and get UltraDeck rustic composite decking for $195 per lineal foot after 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Clean, safe, fun. I wanted it all when we needed daytime care for Mom. Oh, Grace's new adult day center is so nice. Now she goes twice a week while I'm at work and loves it.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Spring into action and save on stressless seating at the Century House.
Now get $400 off all classic power recliners, signature-based recliners and ottomans, and cross-based recliners and ottomans. And get $400 off most sofas and love seats. Imagine how much you can save building your dream sectional. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living, and through no fault of their own, they're being left behind? If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
At Revamp, we transform your old beat-up concrete from this to this in one day. We grind down the concrete to open up the pores for a perfect bond. Then we repair all cracks and apply our base coat and chip and seal it with our polyaspartic top coat that will never chip, peel, or discolor. On top of all that, our coatings are ridiculously easy to clean and covered by our exclusive lifetime warranty. And right now, we're running our 60-60-60 sale. So when you purchase your new concrete coating from any of our Revamp brands, you get a $60 Visa gift card, plus either 60% off the installation or 60-month no-interest financing. And when you call during this program, you'll also get up to 10 carbon fiber concrete stitches free, which help reinforce cracks and stop them from spreading. A $350 value for free.
South Central Wisconsin homeowners, pick up the phone. Call 1-800-886-8411. That's 1-800-886-8411.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, a CBS News investigation has been digging into the collapse of U.S. hospitals, leaving some of America's most vulnerable communities searching for care and investors with millions in their pockets. Our exclusive reporting tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And Gary's back with a final check of the forecast.
Lots of clouds out there. At least here there aren't any showers. There's the live view from the WISC-TV Skycam, Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam, also showing plenty of clouds, but most of the showers have been north and northeast of Madison on high-resolution radar. You can see 6-hour future track radar, maybe a couple of flakes of snow starting to mix in, especially well north and east of Madison where temperatures start to turn colder, but nothing should accumulate.
We'll have more updates in a half hour on News 3 Now at 6.